Hey Capricorn, I hope you guys are doing great. This is going to be your life reading for August 1st through the 15th. If you want to skip directly to the message and forgo the card pull, please feel free to click the timestamp in the description box below. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to first pull a couple of oracle cards just to see what the overall energy is surrounding this reading. Oh, and the first card out, we have Athena. Inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. All right, so we are coming out the gate swinging, Capricorns. Let's grab one more oracle card and okay, or maybe two, two is fine, and see what other messages we have for you. So the first card that we have out is To the Sea. And the second card, we have Go the Distance. All right, so Capricorn, seems like you going places, you're moving, things are shaking and moving. But let's get into some tarot and see what's going on, what's happening in my Capricorn's current energy. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. What's currently hidden from you? What don't you see? We have the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, that's a whole stack of cards. We're not going to take all of those, but let's see what advice Spirit has for you. Oh, and we have two that came out. We have the Chariot and we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse for your potential outcome. Oh, all right. We have a couple that came out. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. All right, so let's pull from another tarot deck and see if we can clarify these cards a little bit further. What's going on in my Capricorn's energy? We have the Queen of Pentacles for what's currently hidden. What's currently hidden from my Capricorns? We have the King of Pentacles. For advice from Spirit, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. And for your potential outcome, we have the King of Swords. All right, let's get some Lenormand and some last messages before we get into your reading. We have Lovers for your current energy. We have Expectation for what's currently hidden from you. Advice from Spirit, we have Toil and Labor. And for your potential outcome, we have High Honor. Capricorn, I am loving your reading so far, but let's get into it. So, for your overall energy surrounding this reading, we have Inner Wisdom, we have To the Sea, and we have Go the Distance. I feel like there's a lot of movement around your reading. I felt like I was shuffling real fast and trying to get everything out. It almost feels as though either you've had or you're having this sort of aha moment where you know what you need to do in life. And I don't think you're necessarily expecting it to be a cakewalk. I think that for whatever this is that you're thinking, maybe it's changing careers, going back to school, you know, even if it's something like saving your money, getting a new car, buying a house, whatever it is, this is something that I think is a longer term endeavor. With the Go the Distance and To the Sea, this is you branching out. This is you moving towards something that deep down you know is a good thing for you. But it's going to take time. And it almost feels as though you're going to have to sort of prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, physically to make sure that you can actually carry things through to the finish line. And again, I don't know that this is, going to be like super, super struggle mode, but I think that you are going to have to put a concerted effort into what this is and for an extended period of time. I don't think that this is something that's going to happen like within the next day, the next week. I think at a minimum, it's going to be a few months, maybe even a few years of something that you're working on. So looking at your current energy, we have the Nine of Wands in reverse, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we also have Lovers. I think that you have been spending a lot of time giving to other people. I think that you've been spending a lot of time being concerned about their feelings, their needs, because you love them, because these, I think, are people that you care about in some way, shape, or form. But it doesn't feel as though you've been giving that to yourself. And it may have had you a little bit tired, right? A little bit worn out. But I think that you are starting to come out of that energy and focusing on the things that you know you should be doing for yourself, the things that you should be focusing on for you, for your betterment, for your future, for your stability, for all of that. So I think you're starting to look at these pentacles, right? These gifts, maybe of time, money, energy that you've been giving to other people, and starting to think about how you can funnel that back into yourself so that you can start doing the things that are meaningful to you, that are impactful for you. So looking at what's currently hidden from you, we have the Four of Wands in reverse, we have the King of Pentacles, and we also have expectation. So it feels as though for you, one of the big challenges, whether it's conscious or not, I think that you believed that in giving all of this to others and giving of yourself to everybody and everything else, that there was going to be some return for that. You know, it's like good things happen to good people. And I think that this foundation, this abundance, this stability that you were looking for hasn't necessarily come back to you in the same measure with which you've been giving to other people. And so it feels like there's a little bit of a disappointment because, you know, that was sort of the expectation. Not saying that people were going to put you up on a pedestal and, you know, whatever, but it just feels like that energy wasn't necessarily returned. And it feels as though that is what's sort of forcing this inner thinking, right? This going within and figuring out at this point in your life what's best for you and how you move forward. So looking at the advice from Spirit, we have the Chariot, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse, and we have Toil and Labor. And so with these cards, I feel like Spirit is saying, baby, it's time to move. Right? And we already see that in the overall energy surrounding this reading with To the Sea and Go the Distance. Those are both cards that indicate movement, getting started, going out, you know, into the deep unknown, right? Sort of getting out of the harbor and into open seas and continuing that momentum with going the distance, keep moving forward. So you have the Chariot here. For the first card that came out for your advice, the Chariot is all about movement, moving forward, moving on, dialing back this energy that you're giving to other people. And, you know, with the Ace of Swords in reverse, that's very clear communication. It almost feels as though Spirit is saying for you, Capricorn, move in silence. Move in silence. Some things as you dial back your energy, you know, maybe be very selective about who you share your plans with and who you share any details of this new journey with. Because it's going to take a lot of work. Not going to lie to you. It's going to take some work on your part. And if you're going to have the energy for this work, it can't be sucked up by people around you who haven't been able to help give you this foundation that you need. I feel like this is kind of a solo endeavor, actually, where it's going to be majority you doing this work and sort of carving your own path forward. So, looking at your potential outcome, we have the Page of Swords in reverse. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. We have the King of Swords, and we also have High Honor. So, this is you, right? With the Page of Swords, when it's in the upright position, it's someone who's kind of standing back. It's someone who's watching, someone who's spying. And maybe this was you. Maybe this was you sort of feeling as though you were in your life, but you were looking at it. You weren't really an active participant. This Page of Swords in reverse is someone who is moving. And they're not saying that they're coming in like gangbusters, but this is someone who is no longer on the sidelines, being a passive viewer. This is someone who's taking action, who's taking those steps. And it feels very much like you are in a very decisive energy to eliminate anything that doesn't serve you. The King of Swords is ruthless. He's honest. He's brutal. And I don't want to go so far as to say that he's cold, but the King of Swords is someone who, when they have an idea, when they have that focus, when they have determined their path, they're not going to let anyone get in the way of that. They are going to cut people, places, things that do not serve them. So if there are folks around you that you can't necessarily trust, these people that you keep quiet, you're going to keep them at a distance. You're going to be focusing on yourself and using that energy that you would have otherwise given away into moving forward and working on what this is that you want, this path that you have moving forward. And what's going to happen? You have High Honor. This is you being exalted. This is you being recognized. This is you being successful and being viewed in a very positive light. So this movement forward, this path, this funneling energy back into yourself is going to get you where you want to be. It's going to give you that success, that recognition, that honor that you've been looking for. But be prepared to put in the effort. Use those gifts that you were giving to other people, give them to yourself so that you have the strength to carry on this journey. So let me grab one last oracle card for you and see what final message Spirit says. And what came out for you is forgive and forget. So this might be for some of you out there, right? Where you were pouring your energy into folks and they weren't reciprocating it. If you've held on to that in any way, now is a good time to let go of that. As you move forward, this can be your clean slate. There's no need to bring any of that with you, right? And again, Spirit is saying that you will cut those things out of your life that are not conducive to this movement that you're about to undertake. And I think that deep down, you probably know which people are for you and those people who are not. So for the ones who are not, no need to harbor any resentment because you are turning the page. You are opening up a whole new chapter in your life's journey. And again, if there's anything about these connections with people that were weighing you down, it's time to just forgive and forget. Just let it go. They're not coming with you, so it's no reason to hold on to any of that energy. It's better served being poured back into yourself. So just something to keep in mind. So my Capricorns, I am going to leave it there for you. I hope that this was helpful and I hope that it resonated. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. In the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.